Welcome to TCM, everybody. I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Tonight we're featuring films directed by Edward Dmytryk, who was blacklisted in Hollywood in late 1947 until 1952 when he cooperated with the House Un-American Activities Committee, decided to name names so he could start working again in Hollywood. Up next, a suspense film that Dmytryk shot in England during his exile from Hollywood. It's from 1949, Obsession, also known as The Hidden Room. Robert Newton plays a psychiatrist planning an elaborate plot to do away with his wife's lover. Obsession is based on a play by Alec Koppel, who also wrote the screenplay. It was barely released in the U.S., but its reputation has grown steadily over the years. Dmytryk shot the film without much budget and with a tight schedule. He had dog problems, too, struggling to find and train a wire-haired terrier named Monty, who plays an important role in the movie. Another complication was maintaining the sobriety of his star, Robert Newton. Before filming began, Newton had to post a 20,000-pound bond guaranteeing he wouldn't drink during the shoot. He was true to his word until the last day of filming, but fortunately, Dmytryk was able to get the shot he needed before Newton was gone for good. Newton's unfaithful wife in the film is played by Sally Gray, an English actress who resisted the call of Hollywood. She turned down a contract offer from RKO to stay in England and marry a baron, and they were together until her husband died in 2002 at the age of 100. From 1949, here's Edward Dmytryk's Obsession. In 1947, Edward Dmytryk, who directed Obsession, became one of the Hollywood 10, a group of artists, mostly writers, accused of being either members of the Communist Party in Hollywood or communist sympathizers, fellow travelers in the parlance of the times. Another member of the Hollywood 10 was producer and screenwriter Adrian Scott, who collaborated with Dmytryk on a number of films in the 1940s. The 10 refused to testify before the House Un-American Activities Committee in its investigation of a communist infiltration of Hollywood. There were members of the Communist Party in Hollywood, no doubt, but there was never a shred of evidence that they were anything but loyal Americans, albeit with a different perspective, particularly during the Depression when capitalism had failed and during World War II when the Soviets were, our allies. The 10 were all blacklisted, and several of them, including Dmytryk, left the country to work abroad. But in 1951, Dmytryk appeared again before the committee and gave them what they wanted. He named names of people he considered communists. Almost immediately, Dmytryk began working in Hollywood again. Some certainly understood Dmytryk's decision. He needed to work. He had a young wife and children, while others, whose livelihoods were destroyed by the communist witch hunt, were far less sympathetic, and count his former colleague and friend, Adrian Scott, in the camp who never forgave Dmytryk. Scott never really got his career back on track. Up next, TCM goes underground with a film about a mad scientist and his experiments combining humans and animals.